Okay, so here's our how-to on adding mixed numbers. We have a problem that says Mia bought 2 1/5 pounds of oranges. She also bought 1.5 pounds of grapes. What is the total weight of fruit she bought? So we see our keyword there of total. We know we need to combine our two weights. So we are going to add 2 1/5 plus 1.5. Since we are dealing with unlike fractions here, our denominators are not the same. We have to make them into, find a common denominator, find the same parts. So what we need to do is figure out what multiple both 5 and 2 will go into. We want to find that lowest common multiple, that least common multiple, so that will become our least common denominator. We can list our multiples below of 5 and 2. So we have 5, 10. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to list 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We see that 10 is the multiple that they have in common. That is their least common multiple. So that is the denominator that we are going to be using. In order to change our denominator, we have 2 1/5. We need to determine what we are going to be multiplying 2 1/5 by in order to get a denominator of 10. So I see that 5 times 2 gives me 10. So I need to multiply 1/5 by 2/2, or 2/2. This will then give me an equivalent fraction of 2 2/10. I want to do the same for my 1.5. I want to make the denominator 10 as well, those same parts. So if I do that, I'm going to look up here and see what can I multiply my 2 by in order to get that denominator of 10. I know that I can multiply that by 5, so I'm going to multiply my entire fraction by 5/5 to get an equivalent fraction of 5/10. I want to represent this as a model as well. So to represent 2 2/10, I want to make sure to represent my 2 whole pounds. So I'm going to draw a bar model. 1 bar will represent 1 pound. So I need 2 bars. And now I need 2/10 of a bar, which is the same as my 1/5. And I can prove that if I draw 1/5. Okay, and I'm going to shade in 1/5 of this bar. I can prove that that is also the same as my 2/10. Since I multiplied by 2/2, I can split each of these fifths in half. And now I have 2 parts out of 10, 2/10. I'm going to then represent my 1 5/10. So I'm going to add on 1 whole. I'm going to go ahead and shade in the whole pound so that I know that I'm including the entire pound. 1 pound plus my extra pound here at 2 pounds. Okay, and now I have this extra pound from my grapes, so I'm up to 3 pounds now. And this included 5/10, which was the same as half. And again, we can easily see if I shade in just half of my shape, I then can split each of those halves into 5 parts. And I get 5/10. So I can easily now see that I have 1, 2, 3 whole plus 2/10 over here, as well as my 5/10 over here, which gives me a total of 7/10. So altogether, Mia bought 3 7/10 of a pound of fruit.